What's up, guys? Welcome back to All Gains Mindset. We talk about diet, fitness, dating, health. We're going to go over a show that I watched the first episode of that is number 2 in the United States right now, I believe, on Netflix, and it's like number 1 in some countries. I don't want to talk about this, but we're going to do it anyway for you guys because it sets a lot of examples on what's going on right now. So stay tuned. Let's go. I watched the first episode and like 5 minutes of the next episode, and Mike did not watch it, but he did his research on this Netflix show called SexLife.
It nearly killed me.
This show sucks. I didn't like it. I only watched it for this video, and I don't think I'm going to watch any more episodes because I understand the underlying thing, and I know how it relates to human life, and I know what it can teach you guys. So, basically, this show outlines what some of the stuff that we talk about in the videos, and this is true. This is realistic female sexuality. This is nature. This is how it is.
And it's also apparently based on a true story as well.
Yeah, so even better. Even better. Yes, it is. You know what? Yes, Mike, it is based on a true story. It's based on my life because I've seen it. I've done this. It's very unfortunate. But I've seen the worst of the worst and the best of female nature and human nature and all that. So basically in this show, this chick, played by Who Cares, right? She is in this marriage with this guy, and he's like the nice guy, right? He's the guy who makes the good money. He's, provisioning, provides. They have children together. She has this happy life, right, that we all envision to get to one day. That, people believe in the soulmate myth, which is false. There's no soulmate. And people have this idealistic view of how life could be, which is demonstrated in this series. So in this series, the woman is in a happy marriage, and the guy, of course, the husband has six-pack abs. He's hot, right?
Oh no, he's hot!
Ish, even though he's kind of like a weak beta male type of guy, but he's still decent looking. Which is, I just want to say that this, like, most couples do not look like that. Okay, most people are fat. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's true. Most couples,
he's fat,
overweight. Statistically, this is not being mean. This is fact. This is statistic logic. She's in this unhappy marriage, and she's secretly fantasizing about this guy named Brad.
Brad.
What are the odds? Chad, Brad. Very interesting. The writer of this, they know something. So she's fantasizing about this dude Brad, and she's in this marriage. So that's basically where it starts. It opens with the good dad, right? He's doing his thing, makes a lot of money. She's happy, but there's something that's missing in her life. And this happens all the time in life. Guys don't even realize it. And one of the tips I have is that I've been with married women before, and the commonality that I've seen, because I like to do my own research and just find out, why are you cheating on your husband with me? So I've asked that question, and the response was he just doesn't satisfy some of the urges that I have. And I saw this in this show. The husband was not satisfying the female's urges as best he could, and the flame was sort of dying out compared to as it was when they first met, and they had all the crazy times and everything. But over time, it dwindled. The spice went down, and we say you have to keep things alive. You have to be spontaneous. You have to be you always kind of have to be exciting. Long-term relationship game is all about keeping the momentum going, and it can get hard. So you have to try to find new ways to sort of make it work. The female, she just does not feel appreciated that much. Well, not maybe appreciated. She's just not being satisfied as best she could. And in one scene, she's using a vibrator because the guy couldn't satisfy her long enough. It's just so stupid. I just didn't want to watch it, but I did anyway. It's also a lesson that money does not cure the mindset. So if you have a weak mindset with your girl and you have a bunch of money does not make things better. It could actually make things worse because it's just easier. If there's a divorce, she can be able to win more.
Yeah, she'll just take your money. You think that you're going to make her happy by spending your money on her, on a whole bunch of things that she really doesn't need and she doesn't want, but it's all it's going to do is just it's just going to all come back into your face and just fuck you up.
The show does do what 50 Shades of Grey has done, what 365 DNI has done, what all these different these shows are popular for a reason. They're like chick crack to women because it really kind of brings out what they sort of secretly really want, but they won't say out in public just openly. Most girls won't. They won't tell you the uncomfortable truths that we will on this channel, because if they do, it can compromise their future in some type of way. Let's say a woman's in a relationship with this guy. If she tells this guy her past escapades at the bar and how she slept with the guy the first night. She was drunk, he was cute. If she tells her current guy this, she knows instinctually that he's going to get turned off. So they keep these things a secret, you see.
Yeah.
And they don't want to tell you about it. But we're going to tell you about it to make you guys better and to be aware, because it's going on every day. I've seen it. Once again, I've been through some things. Seen some things. And this happens all the time, believe it or not. I see the sneakiness going around all the time. Yeah, so people do not like to talk about it. Another side note that I wrote is that this show kind of motivates me to get a six-pack, to work on my looks.
Yeah, like every single guy in this series, literally
pure fantasy.
Yeah, it looks like a woman literally dreamt about this and literally wrote it out and made sure that this is the way it was. Because like every guy's got like a six-pack, every guy's like fit. This is not how it is. Not every guy looks like that. You probably got like a 1 in 5 chance of every guy in there having a six-pack or being fit. You're not going to see every single 100% of the guys out there fit. No, that just doesn't work that way.
Yeah, another thing that the show does is that this show basically depicts this woman, the main character. Who cares about her name? I don't care. It depicts her as like an older woman-ish, maybe like late 20s or like 30s, I would say maybe. And she hit something called the epiphany in her life, the epiphany phase of her life. So she's been through all the club in the beginning of the show. So she's at the club, she's having fun, doing her thing with her friends. Just like going to Vegas, whatever.
Yeah.
So she's living out her youth, and then as she gets older, okay, now I want kids and a husband, and she gets all that. But she's still fantasizing about how things used to be.
Yeah.
You know? It really depicts a woman who's in like her 30s, which I guess a lot of women can relate to, which is why this show was like number 2 and number 1 in some countries. It's like being the most viewed. Women secretly have this fantasy of going back to things the way things were before their life got boring. Still fun, still happy, but boring. The worst thing you could do to a woman is make her bored. Pro tip. There hits a point in the first episode, because I don't think I want to watch any more of this. I'm getting cancer from watching it anyway. So the dude Cooper, who's like the husband's his name. For some reason I remember his name. He gets mad at one point because she has like this journal. She's writing about her sexual fantasies about this dude Brad or whoever in the journal and the fantasies on the laptop, and the husband finds it, and at one point he goes up to her. Spoilers, by the way, who cares, because the show sucks anyway. He goes up to her, like, chokes her for a second. He's like, "Who are you?" Something like that. And then he, like, turns her around and he starts doing the thing, like, from behind, like, on the kitchen counter. Good thing the kids didn't walk in. And then he just pounds her, and then, like, she's like, wow. She's, like, talking to her friend. She's like, wow, that was, like, the greatest time I've had in a long time. But at that point, it's too late. It doesn't matter, because now it's incongruent. She sees this guy as more of a nice kind of guy. He's the nice husband that does no wrong. And for a second, he gets mad, and he shows this sort of sense of, like, alpha-ness, and he just goes, like, crazy on her. But then, like, and she enjoys it, of course. But then after, she's like, it just doesn't feel, it just feels weird. It's not even him, right? So it's incongruent, which is another life lesson. Like, if you are a certain type of way with your girl, and she depicts you in her mind as a certain type of way, and then you act completely different, she's going to sense an incongruence, and it's going to mess her mind up. It's going to make her feel a little weirded out, and it won't be good for you. So the best way you could not do that stuff and be congruent with who you are, who you actually are. So if you start your relationship with, like, you're more of a stand-up kind of guy, and you don't take crap from anyone, and you sort of live the life that you want on your own terms, and you're sort of demonstrating this high-value behavior, you should stick to that for the remainder of your relationship, and obviously work on yourself and never let yourself go for the rest of your life. Because incongruency means, and especially we did a previous video where people make the mistake of getting weak over time and letting the girl push them around. So there's that. So this show highlights some of the things that actually do happen, which is probably why it's being viewed so much. Does the story suck? Yes. Do the characters suck? Yes. Is it unrealistic looks-wise? Yeah, because most people are overweight. True. But there's some truth in there that I've seen personally. So when it comes to, like, these relationships, you guys really need to, women too need to be held accountable, but people really need to watch their behaviors and see what's really going on. This kind of stuff happens all the time.
Yeah.
Once again,
this happens in real life. Andrew knows 100% too well. He knows way too well about this situation.
Kind
he
of
knows
hurts my feelings sometimes.
It happens way too often, and you just gotta look out for yourself. Especially guys out there, you need to make sure you're staying the way that you've always been, regardless how long you've been in a relationship. Wherever you were in the beginning, you should be still in that same mindset continually, and you should not have either gotten weaker or done or changed yourself for a specific reason for her. don't do any of that. You need to stay focused and stay on your shit, because otherwise you're going to turn into this guy who's now screwed. This Cooper guy or whatever, right? It was Cooper?
Yeah, and the end of the episode was like episode 1 I'm talking about, because
I can't watch anymore.
But like the end of the episode was like really dumb, and her friend's a piece of crap, because like she goes, the main character goes to her friend's house to like talk to her about things like, oh my god, my life is just crazy right now, and her friend is dumb, and she brings over this dude Brad that she once had an affair with, like not affair, she was with him like years ago or something, and she brings this randomly she just brings this dude to her house, and they're waiting for her to come in the door. So she comes in, she sees this dude Brad, she's like, oh, and then she's like, I gotta go, like, and the dude's just with his shirt off. It's like, what is this? What a bad friend. Because literally her friend was literally encouraging her not to do anything to mess up her marriage, and then she just brings this dude to her house, and he comes out like shirtless, like six-pack. I think he had six-pack abs or whatever. And he was like, hey. And she was like, oh my god, I can't do this, I gotta go. And then the show leaves on a cliffhanger. Dumb show. This is stupid. Don't, guys, whatever. Just make your life better. And make sure you hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Leave a comment below of how horrible this show is. And we'll see you guys in the next video.